r/ask Reddit. What products prey on stupid people? Anything Gwyneth Paltrow tries to sell you. You mean women don't need a vagina steamer? My personal theory is that she has some bizarre kink and wanted all this stuff made for her, but the factory only took bulk orders, so she is selling off the rest as cosmetics. Penis enlargement pills. Hol up, they have pills for that now. Back in my day we just tied our schlong to the back of a car and got our buddy to floor it. Reddit awards. Joke's on you, it was free. Been on Reddit for years and have never seen this mythical free award link. Mobile games that say 100% of people haven't gotten past level 5 inches. It's true though, because they all realized by level 3 that the game is a piece of garbage. A lot of those fitness products on Instagram. There's no easy way to a good body, I'm afraid. Sure there is. Keep an eye on the obituaries and a quick trip with a shovel can get you any kind of body you want. Morticians hate this one weird trick. MLMs. Moms losing money. The worst thing is, it's not even just moms anymore. They're starting to target recent high school graduates, the ones who don't want to go to college, the ones who want to retire early, the ones who want to make a ton of money quick and easy, etc. I'm so used to middle-aged women trying to sell me things that I was so surprised when I was approached by a girl my age, trying to get me to attend a lunch with her mentor who would teach us how to make 6 figures and retire in 3-4 years. And sadly she wasn't an isolated incident. I know 2 former classmates who both bought into that particular scheme because they both tried to pull the exact same spiel on me too. I never thought anyone my age would fall for them. But apparently the more educated you are, the more likely you believe you're too smart to fall for MLMs, which lures you into a false sense of security. So this one time I bought this 2-in-1 body spray and energy drink called Double Trouble from these 2 guys called Donkey Doug and Pillboy in Jacksonville, Florida, and now my liver is shot. But if I had to choose from one of the 3 flavors I would choose Cedarwood Melon Blast. Oh dip. Well, you know what solves any problem? A Molotov cocktail. Herbalife. My best friend, about 15 years ago, sold this stuff. He would ask me to try it at least once a week. After a couple months, I basically said I would buy it once if he left me alone after. I bought it once, and he left me alone. Moved to CA in the health and fitness industry in 2014. I went through to so many things that presented themselves as job interviews and business meetings that ended up being Herbalife pyramid schemes. Snake oil products. The miracle doctors won't tell you about explant extract oil water and then it does absolutely nothing but make you feel sad you've paid an exorbitant price for it. An example I just ran across recent is moringa oil, which if you read the list of things it can do you'd think you'll regrow your duck and limbs with a drop of it. Doctors will never tell you about this miracle oil. Yep, cause it doesn't do shit. You know what you call alternative medicine that's been proven effective? Medicine. Doctors hate this one simple trick, yes, because it doesn't do anything. Cigarette said it. I know because I'm one of them. Your cigarette? What's that like? Tough, they won't even let me in most buildings. Anything with the word detox in it that claims to do so. Spoiler alert, your kidneys do that for free. Similar, most things that have properties, advertising laws won't allow specific claims. But somehow the loosely phrased healing properties, fat burning properties etc afterward get in the door. Payday loans. What a bunch of ducking vultures. Edit. For everyone commenting that they prey on desperate people, not stupid ones. We are both right. They do prey on desperate people. They also prey on stupid ones. Preying on desperate people is even worse. Edit 2. Yes, banks are vultures as well. They hide fees, create bogus accounts, screw their employees by moving the goalposts for bonuses, and are unwilling to share in the risk of a venture, but cannot wait to reap the profits. Duck them too. Those ducking suck. I dated a guy that would spend his entire paycheck before it even came and could never get ahead. Also those pay by the week rental places. Biggest scams ever. You could just save up the money in half the time, but in the end you pay twice what the item is worth. I had an ex-girlfriend at the time, that bought a new mattress and box spring with me for an apartment we were moving into together. We bought from a place that let us pay interest free for 6 months. So we worked out exactly what we should both put in every week to ensure that it is fully paid before the deadline. I use my bank's auto pay to send my share, but apparently, she wasn't too good at making the payments every week, because after the 6 months passed, I get an email saying that I still have a balance, and all the interest I previously saved is now due as well. Most helpless, childish girl I've ever dated. And that includes the people my own age that I dated when I was in middle school. Sucks that I didn't really notice until after we were living together. Detox products and fad diet programs. All the fitness gurus who have those obnoxious find out your body type ads. Literally just eat a lot of fruits and veggies. Eat whole foods. Drink water. Eat lean proteins or plant protein. Stay away from processed crap as much as possible and move your body a few times a week and you'll be healthy and lose weight. Seriously, any diet that is popular most likely doesn't work. If you're wanting to gain or lose weight, all you need to do is increase or decrease your food intake. Eating healthy and staying away from processed food does wonders for the mind and body. Then you need weight gain 4000, with over 4,000 g of saturated fat per serving. IT is designed to enter your body where IT is distributed through the bloodstream. Available in stores. Buy some today and say IT with ME. Beefcake. Beefcake may cause irreversible damage to the kidneys and liver. Timeshares. I can't believe they still exist after ripping people off for so many years. My husband and I recently got a $200 Amex to sit through a 1-2 hour timeshare presentation on our last holiday pre-COVID. The psychological techniques they used were fascinating, although it didn't help that they had to walk prospective customers past stalls advertising we can help you get out of your timeshare. Anyway, that Amex took care of our spending money for the last 2 days of our trip. We realized that we'd been paid about the same or more as our post-tax hourly wage rates to sit through it. If timeshares have such a huge marketing budget that they can afford to throw hundreds of dollars at randos who aren't remotely interested in their product, you know there's no way their product can be good value. Edit. Their pitch starts off with how much people love spending time with family and want more of it. How people's fondest childhood memories are on family holidays connecting with their parents and siblings. And how people's biggest regret on their deathbed is not spending more time with loved ones. Then it's about how people don't take the family on holidays more often because fancy hotels are expensive. But you can buy a timeshare for cheaper than 2-4 weeks in a posh hotel each year. Therefore, if you want your family to love you, buy a timeshare. I remember the SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob was kidnapped by some karate master who turned out to be a timeshare salesman. Healing crystals, you get there against Big Pharma, and yeah, sure, a lot of conspiracy theories might be true, but if healing stones did work, do those people honestly not think they would have monetized the crap out of them themselves? If you're a 30-year-old with a rock collection, just own it. Don't make up health claims. They're minerals, Marie. Massively expensive engagement rings. I get it. You want something unique and memorable, but for the love of God, don't drop more than you can afford on it. Unless you shit money. Don't buy 10, 50, 100k rings. They're overpriced, and you can prove that yourself by trying to resell them. Now if you inherited it from your grandparents, that's another story. In a similar vein, weddings. It is completely possible to have a great wedding for a low price. Don't go into debt over it. I would be horrified if a man spent thousands of dollars on a ring for me. There are so many things I'd rather have. I was engaged before, and even though the ring wasn't absurdly expensive, the anxiety of losing it was real. Every time I went to the bathroom at work, I would take it off to wash my hands, and if I didn't have pockets, I would make a point to stare at it on the counter the whole time. Televangelism. Evil on another level. That guy that sells magic water has been conning people for decades. Make $10,000 per month with my easy stock market system, which I am giving to you for only $19.95 with a 30-day money-back guarantee. But only if you call in the next 5 minutes. May not be easy, may not be an actual system. You will lose money if you purchase this product. We make no claim that this system will produce any actual profit. May not be an actual system. We make no claim to know what system actually means. millions. Actors were compensated for their appearance in this ad. We are not financial experts and nothing in this ad should be taken as legitimate financial advice. If you spend $19.95 on this rubbish, may God have mercy on your soul. Money back guarantee only good in American Samoa and the Virgin Islands. Edit. Thanks for the silver. Social media. It's a dopamine hit every time you get on. You know that experiment where the mouse can release cocaine into its system through the press of a lever, and towards the end of the experiment the mouse is mashing the lever to get its fix. That's humanity on social media. This is known as Rat Park experiment, and there's a caveat to that. But Alexander wondered, is this about the drug or might it be related to the setting they were in? To test his hypothesis, he put rats in rat parks, where they were among others and free to roam and play, to socialize and to have sex, and they were given the same access to the same two types of drug-laced bottles. When inhabiting a rat park, they remarkably preferred the plain water. Even when they did imbibe from the drug-filled bottle, they did so intermittently, not obsessively, and never overdosed. A social community beat the power of drugs. Never heard this before, and thank you for educating me. What I learned is drugs should be free and we should all live in sandbox-style sex parks. For some reason there's a lot of hangover cure products on Amazon. FYI, a hangover is basically just extreme dehydration, so drinking a ton of water will usually work fine. That doesn't stop these guys though. Hundreds of powders, pills and strange liquids that all claim to do the same thing. If you'll notice every single one of these products either consist of water or say add a large amount of water on the side. They're essentially selling you an empty box that tells you to drink water. Yep. I find that drinking 2 large glasses of water just before bed will alleviate most of the worst symptoms in the morning. Just take a paracetamol or ibuprofen for the headache the next day and brush your teeth. Then eat a bacon sandwich. Not quite dehydration. There is also the buildup of certain chemicals like acetaldehyde. Microtransactions. I love actual DLC such as new maps and weapons and COD or some of the stuff Skyrim has. But $10 for a new character skin is ridiculous. I'd get it if it was a bunch of different characters that added new ways to play a game. But it's just not worth it for a skin. The worst is pay to win games where you can't advance past a certain point without paying, especially if you already have to pay for the game. The exception to that is games like Life is Strange or The Walking Dead, where the first episode is free and it's only like $2 for the next one. Anything you see on Wish. General products marketed for women, like razors for example, exactly the same as men's razors but with flowery packaging and nearly twice the price. Fake news. Everybody knows that if a man uses a pink razor, he will grow a vagina. And if a woman uses a blue razor, she will grow a penis. This is science. Pro tip: men's razors are better anyway. Essential oil peddlers. Essential is frequently understood as important or even necessary. Meanwhile, it actually means it is the essence of whatever the oil is supposed to smell like. It's doubly confusing because essential nutrients or essential fatty acids seem to be similar phrases where essential really does mean necessary or important. It would be nice if there was some requirement or other name that clarifies that difference. Lavender essential oil sounds a lot more likely to be confused as being important for proper health than lavender scented oil. Doesn't help that they often claim dubious health or wellness effects. Ylang-ylang, used to treat headaches, nausea, and skin conditions. Lemon, used to aid digestion, mood, headaches, and more. It's very much like the claims made by various supplements with very little evidence. Seems like an ad regulator somewhere should have been all over that. It never ceases to amaze me how alive and well selling snake oil still is. Psychics and any of the bullshit they try to sell you. I read this as physics and was very confused. I don't care how cheap it is. I'm not buying any gravity. Gently floats away. The lottery. I like to buy one ticket when the jackpot is ridiculously huge because it is fun to fantasize what you would do if you won for a few days. That amount of fun for like a $2 ticket is worth it. In the before time, my wife and I would buy a couple of tickets just in case. But all too often I've seen folks come in with like dozens of filled out scan sheets or buy tens of strips of scratch off tickets. I'm fine with buying just to toss mine into that hat on the infinitesimally tiny chance I might win. But for that very reason I'm not spending anywhere near as much as folks more desperate or less aware of the horrible odds. Amazon sells installation services for things that are super easy to install yourself. I feel like they tried to upsell that for outlet covers at one point. Some people physically can't do it. Think old people with no family. Or disabled people. A lot of those unnecessary products are revolutionary for people with disabilities. That being said, companies shouldn't be preying upon the less fortunate. The installation fees are insanely high. I tried to sell window, door, and bathroom luxury remodels to people lower income areas because my boss said they were more desperate and will pay a little extra to get any sort of help. I left that job real fast after she told me that I was being too nice and I should use my ability to be empathetic to lure people and then aggressively pressure them into buying. Life force got drained a little bit. MLMs. CR/anti-MLM. I've seen friends and acquaintances try to pimp these online and gotten dead air in response. Like the wife of a longtime colleague of mine posted on her FB enthusiastically about whatever MLM type product line she was selling. Saw nothing in response. Another wife of a former colleague was selling I think Shakeology for some months but that fizzled eventually. Right now I have a dear friend whose friend has persuaded her to get on board some kind of MLM for nutritional supplements. The problem speaks to what companies like Uber/Lyft, Grubhub, Drizzly, and much bigger ones like Amway that offset inconvenient things like infrastructure and depreciation and actually pimping and selling merchandise onto the associate. With MLM products like I've described here, the bottom level associate being brought into the fold has to pay up for a starter kit or whatever initial merchandise which pays the person who introduced them to the product line in the first place, and whomever else in the upline of your typical pyramid scheme. But thanks to attrition that person will almost always just give up and have products they can't sell, let alone give away. I mean, sure, if you have a knack for selling shit and have lots of friends and tend to network well with other people, maybe you have a shot at making bank. But without one or more of these factors, you're someone else's blip on a spreadsheet for as long as you continue trying your darndest to eke out anything beyond a trickle of cash, if that at the end of the day. Turnaround creams that don't turn around crap. Wrinkles are real deal. The trick is to keep gaining weight as you age so the fat will push out the wrinkles. Psychic readings. If even a single person had real psychic abilities, it would be extremely easy to prove it, and they'd be instantly a zillionaire. But nobody has done this because nobody can do it. I knew you were going to say that. Furniture and appliance rentals. For the vast majority of people, it's one thing to rent something you're going to use for like 2 months in a short-term rental or to host a party, but most end up keeping the stuff for long enough that they could have just bought it and saved money. It's not stupid as much as desperate. When you are poor, it's basically impossible to save money because there is always another expense. So put aside $50 this month, and bam, your car breaks down. It's also hard to care much about future expenses when there are more immediate expenses. You aren't going to replace the bed until it breaks, so you instead pay a bit each month and have furniture. Now that we have things like Marketplace, it's easier to find cheap furniture, but that isn't always practical. Skincare products with collagen. So like 80% of products, collagen molecules are too big to penetrate into your skin. Purses. Here's a $50 item but it's $10,000. Have you seen those gummies Instagram influencers advertise in social media? It's targeted towards sensitive people that are not self-confident and want to lose weight. I wouldn't call these people stupid, but it's a good example of companies preying on people and profiting from their self-esteem issues. These gummies are not even working. They are just sugar, just sad. Homeopathy products. Lottery tickets and related games of chance. Not that everyone who buys them is stupid, but they exploit people's tendency to grossly overestimate their chances of success. The lottery essentially amounts to a poverty tax, that was identified as exacerbating poverty as early as 1817. https://Philadelphia Encyclopedia. Org archive lotteries and anti-lottery movements emerged, But lotteries started expanding again after the Civil War. Several years ago, I was probably still a teenager. I walked into a small convenience store to use a mailbox drop there, and I saw the walls of the place were full of scratch tickets. There were also tobacco products everywhere, and all this was displayed on the same shelves as the international calling cards whose intended audience was probably cash-strapped immigrants. The mix of necessary and addictive products seemed perfectly designed to hook people into buying their way into even deeper poverty. When I walked out of there, I felt like I had had a face-to-face encounter with the essence of American poverty. Have you ever heard about the tragedy of Goop? Essentials oils. No Kathy, I don't want your ducking triple filtered anally osmosified peppermint oil. Antivirus ads. Veggie wash it's lemon water with baking soda. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.